Governor Wes Moore is proposing $400 million in new spending under the Just Communities Initiative, while also announcing $121 million in cuts to the state workforce. I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at the map where the just communities are, but there are just communities in Chevy Chase, North Bethesda, Rockville. I mean, the just communities isn't just in what people would consider poorer neighborhoods. So, Stacey, critics have called the $400 million initiative reparations by another game and just wealth distribution. Is that fair criticism or political posturing?
I don't think it's a baseless criticism, but it's also a stretch. True reparations would mean direct compensation to descendants of enslaved people. That said, technically, it is true wealth redistribution. That's basically the definition of government spending, isn't it? What I don't understand is why this particular program at this particular time. We've had opportunity zones in the investment areas for a long time under both Democrat and Republican governors. So, the reparations label is political posturing to me, but let's face it, Maryland has some truly serious financial issues. So is this really what taxpayers across the state want to support right now when folks are losing jobs and Maryland is draining jobs? A more equitable investment of that money needs to be spent, if spent at all, supporting businesses at risk of going out of business.
So, Cary, as I open up the segment talking about where these communities are maybe located, some tracts, like Ocean City, seem to be strange recipients of the Just Communities funding. Is the selection process questionable?
Okay. I'm listening because 2 weeks ago, I think I said, it's about the budget, right? And, you guys were criticizing me because, where's the integrity of Wes Moore? Because, he didn't have a reparations bill. Well, and I said, he's trying to deal with it with affordable housing, trying to deal with, redlining, urban highway construction that bisected communities, mass incarceration that we see. He's trying to do what he can. Now, you can say we're still in this $3 billion deficit, so we still have a problem. But you know what? You got to take your hat off to the guy. He's looking for unusual ways to try to address the inequities, the disproportionate inequities of the African-American community. And I say more power to him. So go ahead and
Cary,
beat him
the
up.
fundamental question, why is that the role of government?
Why is that the rule of government?
Yeah, why is that the role of government? Explain that.
I think government is deals with morality. It deals with ethics. In God we trust, the bottom line is government is more than just, a calculation. It's dealing with humanity. And that's what he's trying to do here. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with, if we can afford. I have one problem, and I will be honest with you. Governor Hogan recognized that we had weakness in our economy, and he kept, I think, 5,000 jobs, unfilled, and Moore filled those jobs when he became. But see, he thought we had an economy. Bottom line is, he's just limited. He's got his budget, and he's got his realities, and he's got to somehow blend them together.
All right, Stacey, again, we're hearing that it's okay to throw money around if it's to your favorite group of people. So is there anything fair and just about the Just Communities program?
Casey, I honestly don't know enough about what would be involved and I'm worried that in the future that we won't have the transparency that we need to know that any money that is being spent fairly or equitably. I think what the question that runs through my mind is why this particular program and why now? And it does seem to me, and Cary, I'm sorry to say this, but I think Governor Moore is trying to burnish his resume right now, and he's not doing what's necessarily best for all Marylanders.
What a perfect segue, Stacey, because I had teed up this question for Cary.
Oh my God!
Can Governor Moore successfully execute this plan without tarnishing his image because of the budget deficits it's going to cause before his expected run for the presidency? I wrote
my
that
God.
last night. You're teed up now.
If he can pull this off and he can stay within his budget and find, equitable distribution, that can help a disproportionately impacted community, God bless him. And I think that will make him a superhero across the country.
And if it bankrupts
We'll
the
see.
state, are you still going to be saying that?
You know what? What's going to bankrupt the state is the president of the United States with his $5.5 billion budget when we have a $36 trillion deficit. Let me tell you something. That's what's going to bankrupt us. and all the Doge and all the rest of it.
All right, we got about 30 seconds left. Stacey, any final thoughts?
You know what? I just think that anything in Maryland, it gets, seasoned with Old Bay seasoning, and it just, it's like socialism wrapped up in Old Bay seasoning makes it easier to swallow. And this is what we get. We get it here in Montgomery County. We get it from the state legislature.
All right. Thank you both.